Hey everyone, and welcome to A Little Bit of Sunshine. I'm Mackenzie, and I'm so glad to be here chatting with you today. As I sat and prepared for this monologue and for the Man on the Street segment this month, I started to reminisce on all of the great times I had this year, the number one of which starting this talk show and getting to know the crew and the Viking Fusion people and getting to know all of those that I got to interview and the people on the Man on the Street. It's been an incredible experience, but more than that, just spending time with my friends and, going to Vegas weekend and working with the football committee and in student activities with the Leadership Fellows. It's been overall a really great year. So I thought, what better thing to do for the Man on the Street segment than ask how you spent your year and had fun. So I went out on the street myself this time and interviewed a lot of you asking, what did you do this year that was really a good time? So here is what you had to say. Hello, Tessa. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for being on the show. I just want to ask you, what has been your favorite part of the school year thus far?
Spring break, because there's no homework and you don't have to be responsible about anything. So.
Did you take big plans on your spring break? What'd you do?
I went to St. Augustine and then Miami and then Jekyll Island. So.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a great time. You spent a lot of time on the beach, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it was wonderful. I slept until like 12, so.
Nothing wrong with that. Thanks for coming, Tessa.
Thank you.
Hello, Campbell. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to ask you, what has been your favorite part of the school year thus far?
I'd say the warm seasons because Berry is really an outdoorsy campus, and when it's warm, there's a lot to offer.
So what do you go out and do when it's warm outside?
We'll froth a little bit, play some frisbee, go hiking or camping or fishing, whatever we want to do, I guess.
You're a big outdoorsy kind of guy then.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Campbell. Hello, Matthew. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Mackenzie. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. So I'm just here to ask you today, what has been your favorite part of the school year?
I think my favorite part of school has just been meeting all these great new people. And
when school first started or throughout the year?
Throughout the year, it's a continuous cycle of just meeting new and new people.
Well, I'm glad you've enjoyed the newcomers. Hello, Maddie. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Well, thank you. So what has been your favorite part of the school year thus far?
I'd probably say all the different events. I was actually not afraid to go to them, and I met a lot of people and had a lot of fun just enjoying college.
So you're a sophomore now. So has that been different than your freshman year here?
Way different. I didn't go to events. I was terrified to meet people, but this year has really opened me up, and I've been able to meet so many great people and have a lot of other opportunities.
Well, I'm glad you really got involved in the campus. Thanks for being here today, Maddie.
Thank you.
Hello, Reagan. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Well, thank you. So what has been your favorite part of the school year thus far?
Definitely the entire experience as a whole, from meeting all these new people to some of the KCAB events. Just the experience as a whole has been amazing.
You're a freshman, so it was a new experience coming into college. Did you seemingly have a good year?
It was a little rough starting off, but that's expected. Just gotta hit the ground rolling. So,
thanks, Reagan.
No problem. Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Brady. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. What has been your favorite part of this school year?
Just getting to meet a whole lot of people and getting involved in things like campus outreach and emerging leaders.
So you're a freshman here.
Yes.
How has that been? The new experience of the year, and it's your first college experience altogether, so it's been kind of a roller coaster, I would assume.
It's been great. I've really liked hanging out with people in my hall. I've got a good community there as well as at campus outreach. It's a really good experience.
Thank you so much, Brady. Thank you to all of you who participated in that Man on the Street and answered what your favorite part of the year was. I'd like to transition now. We're sitting here with my good friend and new SGA president, Ree Palmer. Welcome to the show, Ree. Welcome to Sunshine.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. So I want to first get out of the way that you are the most Southern human being I've ever met in my life. Ree is Southern perfection, guys. I know that you disagree because we've had this conversation 100 times, but when you speak, it's so Southern that I can't even.
The accent is very much there.
Yes.
And it's really not as strong since I've been at Berry, which everybody comments on it, and it amazes me because at home it's a very mild accent.
Well,
Just saying a lot.
When I first met you, I developed your Southern accent for a while. Do you remember that? There was a week where I just talked Southern for every conversation.
It always amazes me the word differences and the Colloquialisms. There we
Yes.
go. First
Yeah.
blubber of the night. See what's gonna
No,
happen.
it's fine. So, but when we first met, it was very interesting. It was before we were even Barry students, right?
Yes, it was.
So, tell me how you remember this encounter.
We were at the Leadership Fellows competition in February
Yeah,
or so of our
think,
senior year of high school.
I mean, it must be in February.
And I sat down at this table with my parents, and then this very loud brunette girl from Illinois walked up with
I
her.
wonder who it was.
Your mom and stepdad were both there, right?
I think, yeah, no, I think it was just my mom. I think
Okay.
it was just my mom, yeah.
So they sat down, we started talking, and we hit it off really quickly.
Yeah.
My best friend from home is basically a southern version of Mackenzie.
She
So
has the accent that
it
I don't
works.
have.
But about 10 minutes in, I got up and went to the restroom.
Then what happened, Reed?
And I was wearing this black dress with this really intricate collar with rosettes. Not a simple dress by any means. And when I got up and left, Mackenzie made the comment.
Me. I made
Yes.
the comment.
But she made the comment that she liked my dress. And my dad goes, "Thank you, I made it for her." And Mackenzie fell completely into it. I just played along and complimented his sewing skills. And
Well, how was I supposed to know? This sweet Southern man is like, yes, I sewed her dress. I was like, what am I going to say? No, you didn't? Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, I went to complimentary mode. I was in the South from this Midwestern town. Everyone's so nice. I was just trying to play along. How I recall it was that I showed up with my mom and I was so nervous. I was afraid I wouldn't make friends, which is, I mean, if anyone who knows me, I'm going to make friends. But I had this huge fear and my mom was like, well, where do you want to sit? And I was like, I don't know, you choose. And so she goes, this family looks nice. Little Ree Palmer and her mom and dad. And so we went over there and sat down, and she got up to go to the bathroom, and I panicked because who do I relate to? There's parents everywhere now. So I love her dress, Miss Palmer, your mom. And your dad is like, oh, I made it. I was like, it's beautiful. How in the heck did you make that dress? It's beautiful. So how dare I compliment your dad's sewing skills? How did I know he was joking? Anyway, so yes, the dress was how we first met, but it's a different dress than, you know, the popular one now that is two different colors. Wait, are you blue and black or gold and white?
gold and white.
Oh no, I am so
I was
blue and
black
black.
the first time I saw it.
Okay.
But then when I got home, I saw it in a different light. I can't see blue and black anymore, so I don't know how I completely reversed it. But
Well, maybe I think that they were throwing around a few different images, but I'm totally blue and black. I wrote a blog about it. You should read. But anyway, so you're here today because you have just embarked on this new journey towards SGA president, and at Barry that means a lot. And so, congratulations for winning your election. You ran unopposed, I know,
I did.
but unopposed elections can sometimes be the hardest because I feel like you get a lot of flack. Did you get anything back about how you were running unopposed or any of that?
I've heard a little,
Yeah.
not a lot. We haven't had very contested elections the past few years, which makes me sad. I really would like to see a bigger turnout in our executive elections.
Mm-hmm.
But it was what made me feel slightly better. Students can abstain from voting in the elections because it wasn't a post election. So they could have abstained from voting for me, but we did have about 96% actually go ahead and vote
Oh, that's
for me. But that made me feel like the student body was more affirmed for me.
right.
I would have preferred to be opposed. I like campaigning. But at the same time, it does create a level of expectation for me for the student body because there's a lot of trust that comes with this position, and they didn't necessarily place that in me.
Right,
They
right.
didn't have a choice.
Well, you campaigned you were involved in SGA, or maybe not, you were student government, I mean, not necessarily executive, but every year, because I remember you showing up to my door freshman year with the Reese's cup, vote with the Reese's, and I mean, how can you get better at campaigning? You need to run for president and just give everyone Reese's cups.
You know.
I mean, that's the
It's
way,
the way to
I mean,
solve
president of
politics.
the U.S. Yeah, exactly. Just hand them a Reese's
solve
cup.
our
Everyone
problems.
is great. No, but so you've been involved in SGA all 4 years.
I have.
So, and right now you're vice president,
of
right?
administration.
Of administration, okay. So how do you think that your role from vice president of administration to SGA president will change?
It's really been interesting because I've been with SGA for so long. I was freshman secretary my first year, so I got to see kind of the class office side and more the representative side.
Mm-hmm.
And then sophomore year, I kind of got talked into running for executive secretary. It's not something I saw myself doing, but once I got into the role, I really kind of found my place at Barry and really enjoyed it. And so my sophomore year, I got to work mainly with the organizations and representatives across campus. So I really got to know a lot of different people and kind of figure out more of how Barry runs,
Yeah.
which I didn't know at all going into it.
Right.
And from my experience in student government, it's a really important skill to have, is knowing how Berry functions and what Berry students are like as well. In Vice President Administration, I've worked much more as a representative role. So I've handled the class officers, so I work with them daily. And then I also work with a lot of the college's committees and councils, so I'm with administration a lot more than the students at this point.
Right.
But I think that gives me a good background going into president because I've had more of the student side and more of the administrative side. So I've got a balance.
Right.
And so I've had both experiences going in.
So do you think that you'll find a hard struggle? I mean, I know that you said, you've been heavily involved with administration for so long. Is it hard to kind of see a student perspective versus an administrative perspective? Because as SGA president, you're representing the student population, but you also understand the administrative ways. So how do you kind of, negotiate that and help the students understand administration and administration understand the students?
The most important thing to me in serving these roles is still to be a student first.
Mm-hmm.
And the best way I've been able to function to do that is still to be involved across campus in areas that aren't just SGA.
Okay.
So I've kept my involvement in my majors and different coursework and different activities and organizations. And I feel like I have a better grasp of what campus wants and how Berry students respond to things because of that. SGA is so busy that it's very easy to get siloed into just doing that.
Right.
And it's really hard to balance doing everything else. But it's important to me to be a student leader, not just in that one area.
Right.
Because I feel like I represent better when I have a better grasp of students. Additionally, I really enjoy the relationships I made with SGA. So I've been able to work with our class officers and a lot of freshmen this year as well.
Yeah.
And that helps me more to see the student perspective. It's sometimes difficult, but important for us to remember when we work with administration that we as SGA exec officers get a broader view of what's going on with the college's processes that students don't always get to see.
Right.
So our job is sometimes to relay that, because often discontent with administration and students or vice versa is when people don't realize exactly the whole picture of what's going on.
Right.
And so part of our role is to be educators in a way.
Yeah.
And to really explain what's going on as a whole.
Well, I'm super excited for you to serve next year and to find out where you take things. I mean, I know that it's hard because you never know what complications are going to arise. But I look forward to seeing you in that role and to reading about it in the Carrier and all of that jazz because it'll be everywhere. But thank you for coming on the show today. I know you guys have an event coming up.
We do.
Tell me about that. Pajamas. I know I'm supposed to be there in my pajamas.
Yes, you are. Our big end of the year or end of its semester event is FEPR finals every year. It's always 9 to 11 p.m. every night, the night before finals. So our spring FEPR finals will be April 29th from 9 to 11 p.m. in Cranach Ballroom. We'll be serving lots of breakfast food. It's all free, and professors will be serving it to you. So if you haven't been to one before, it's really a lot of fun.
Will they be in their pajamas?
I hope so. We have
Fingers
asked them to be
crossed.
in their pajamas. That's another difference in pronunciation for us.
Oh, what do you say?
Pajamas.
Pajamas. I mean, that's a song, right?
Yeah, no.
Pajamas. I'm a pajama. You're a pajama. We're just a little different.
I remember our buggy fight.
Yes, the shopping carts.
Buggies.
Okay, they are shopping carts, not buggies, people. I've never understood that. Seriously, she goes, "We need to get a buggy," and I was like, "What's a buggy?"
It was our first night here at Walmart.
Yes. Remember, I got lost. I couldn't find the Walmart. It was horrible. But it's a shopping cart. I'm sorry, friend. It is a shopping cart.
I'll let you have it.
Okay. Well, thank you again for being here, Ree. I hope everyone comes out on April 29th to the pajama-themed Food for Finals. I'll be there, I promise. So thanks, guys, for watching, and thanks to all of those who I harassed with the man on the street. Thank you to my entire Sunshine staff and to the film crew, and I look forward to seeing you in another month. I hope you guys are sunshine for everyone this month. Thanks, guys.